Good morning. It is 6:37 a.m. Pacific time on October 23rd. Welcome to my trading journal. This is the Jigsaw day trader platform. This is just trading on order flow using the order book or depth of market, whatever you want to call it. These are futures products, fixed income products, and one equity, and I'll kind of go through them here real quick. Right here on the left is the Ultra Bond, symbol UV. This is ZB, symbol ZB. This is the 30-year. This is the ZF, the 5-year. This right here is the 10-year, symbol ZN. And all the way up here on the right is ES, E-mini S&P 500. This normally works as an inverse correlator to these products, so when this is going up, these go down, and vice versa. Again, this is just trading on order flow. There's no charts or anything like that here. If you want to learn more about this product, I would suggest going to the Jigsaw Day Trader website or their YouTube channel. I think once you learn how to use it, it's a valuable skill. It's not just a strategy. It's something you can use pretty much for the rest of your life. So 6:38 a.m., 8 minutes into cash open. This is our range thus far. Got about 6 points, 6 handles, if you will. Decent little range here for the overnight, pretty decent profile. You can kind of see we just sort of opened down here and went sideways, which is pretty cool. Lately we've seen these big, long, strung out profiles, which kind of suck, but this one looks good. So we'll see if we get some extension throughout the day, or if it just trades in this profile. What else? So the overnight just went sideways. Already said that. The calendar, there's really nothing here. There were a couple announcements earlier this morning, nothing major. There is a 5-year note auction at, what time is that going to be? At 10 a.m. my time. But I'll be long gone by then. So once that happens, you'll see the market, the depth of market, all the orders and everything thin out pretty quickly. And you might see a rapid move, and then everything kind of goes back to normal. So areas of interest, obviously the overnight low, the overnight high, which we have basically already bounced off of at pit open. Looks like we violated it by a tick or two and then sold right back down. Again, pretty low volume. Just checking things out here on a chart real quick. Yeah, pit opened up in this area and then just kind of sold down. And you could see we've only traded like a 3 or 4 tick range here since cash open in the 10-year. Since cash open in the equity markets, but the 10-year's only been in a 4 tick range. So with all that said, just pause the video, and if we get to an area of interest, like the overnight high one more time, and the overnight low, or if we start to build out a very significant profile step, I'll start it back up. Okay, it's 6:50 a.m. Just wanted to point out really quickly that we had a little bounce off this 31 level, and you can see, if I pull this over, this is a delayed chart obviously, but this acted as basically support 1, 2, I guess 3 times during the overnight session, and right now we kind of bounced off of this again. We're trading up in this area. So I'm not sure if that would hold again if it drops back in, but it's worth looking at. So that would be here. I mean, obviously that's a delayed chart, like I said, but you don't need real-time data for your charts because they are historical. I don't care if you do have real-time data. It's still a historical product, or historical tool, I should say. So I feel like if you can use your imagination a little bit, delayed charts are just fine, especially if you're not using indicators or anything like that. So we'll see what happens when this thing, if it drops back in and it kind of stalls out once more. Maybe we'll take a long. Only issue with that is you're not really wrong until you get below the overnight low, because this could fall into here and trade back up and just sort of fill out this profile, and you get the point of control up here at evens. And that's where it gets kind of messy. That's where why I like to see a nice build out of a profile. But anyway, I just saw that, wanted to start up the recorder and just sort of outline what I was seeing right there, I guess. So if this does go up higher, then that would have been a pretty valid trade there. It's just not really I guess I missed it. So when it did come down, I was kind of taking a look at it, and I thought maybe it would fall back in. And if it did, then I would look at it as far as buying in at that level, but it doesn't look like it's going to fall in at this point. So anyway, onward and upward. Okay, we're back at 7:45 a.m. Pacific time. We're back down. You can see where we went up to about 02 even. Back down to this level here. I just kind of want to see what happens. Clear all this out, clear that out. I want to see if we start to hold up here or if we just kind of blow through it. Just stalled out here briefly. So the Ultra Bond's starting to lift. As soon as I say that, it gets smacked down. See what happens. We'll see if the ES pushes up into the highs, and hopefully this just stays right where it is. That just tells you that the appetite to sell it is not quite there. I mean, still, it's been almost like an hour and a half. This is your range in the last hour and a half. So not great. I would expect some sort of extension of that range at some point, whether it's lower or higher. Just sort of a sideways news-driven market. So we're getting that push up into the highs in the ES, making new highs. I want to see what happens here. Thus far, we only have 31 contracts down into 30 half. Ultra bond's still above the yellow line. 30 years right at the yellow line. Just took it off or went back bid very quickly. Just waiting for buyers to show their hand if they're going to show up. There we go. That's what you want to see when they pops through the level. That's just a no doubter right there. Okay, so I think the next area of interest would be the overnight low. So we'll pause it. But this is done, in my opinion. Just the size of orders coming through and the size on the offer precludes any action at this point.